let's talk a moment about hook-based grooves, and basically we're talking about a groove that is more focused on a specific lick, like I'm Ready, for example. Da, do, da, da, do, da. It's essentially a shuffle, but it's also what gives that song its own identity. So let's do that in G. Let's do the one chord of it. Da, do, da, 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 do, da. Here we go. A 1 to 2 to 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so again we have a shuffle, but it's very specific. Or like Born in Chicago. It's doing the same key. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, so again, and we got our ones we talked about before, like the box. Bum, ba-dum, 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 ba-2, 3. Yeah, so all of these, just something, again, for our viewers to be aware of, that all of these grooves can be made probably a little bit more recognizable by having some specific entity that makes this song uniquely different than the other songs. Or we might hear something like this, a rest, and a 1. Yeah, I mean, those are all great grooves. Any thoughts for our viewers about hook-based grooves?
Well, it just basically you said it. It's just kind of just gives you another flavor to play when you're playing a night of shuffles. Just to set it apart, yeah. Give it its own identity. Yeah.
And when we're talking about song construction, songwriting, really that's the key element, is how are we going to make our shuffle in E sound different, unique, and exciting.
Yeah.
And as when I took time to study the drums and the bass, that was something that was really drilled home to me by my instructors, was that you're going to be playing, especially about the shuffle, you're going to be playing a lot of shuffles in the evening, and it could be just as simple as changing one rhythmic pattern that makes that just a little bit more interesting to both you and the listener. So hook-based grooves, I think, are appropriate for, one, changing things up, but also giving a unique identity to a given song.
Absolutely.
That last little taste we played, and then the other one, I'm Ready, really in my mind, and I think these guys will agree, that's really a culmination of the best of both worlds, the shuffle and the swing, and it produces a very sexy feel, very sexy groove, and it's something I've always referred to as a strip shuffle, you know, where it's just got that kind of cocky, strutting, more open, you know, feel to it. That's right. So, and that's a signature you're talking about. I think a lot of people would associate that kind of a feel. Da, 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 da. That's very much kind of a strip swing kind of feel. You know, it's swinging back and forth and rocking at the same time.
Yeah. Another thing about like the say the I'm Ready groove, that the hook on that is for the bass. I don't have to be married to the hook. I get to play around and kind of imply it, but not necessarily play the hook through the whole thing.
As long as someone else is holding that down.
Yeah, someone else is covering that, usually the guitar player, you know. So it gives the bass a little bit more freedom.
Gotcha. And if you hear the guitar start to move away from that, then the next chord change, you can go back into it.
Exactly.
That's that interplay you were talking about before, Rusty.
Yeah.
That conversation on the bandstand.
Yeah.
Nice.